The coronavirus had a tremendous effect on the US economy in the first quarter. I think one thing that is absolutely critical is people really have to understand what's happening in the stock market right now, what's happening in the economy, so they don't get caught up into some bad hype that starts to happen during these times. What happens, and you're starting to hear it on the radio, is that insurance agents start trying to sell people annuities to get them out of the stock market by fear-based selling. And even though right now a lot of these invitations that you would get in the mail to go to these dinner seminars have all of a sudden stopped because of the quarantine, as soon as this thing's over, it will be ramped back up again, and people and insurance agents will be going hard at this. Everything that they're designed to do is trying to get you out of the stock market to scare you that the market can keep falling and getting you into these bad products. Commission-based annuities are an absolute scam. I do not believe that anybody should be putting their money into them. And the reason they do these things is they set up as a complete scare tactic to get people to roll their retirement accounts into these annuities. And then those things are going to impact the rest of their life. Here's how they will start to structure their pitch to you. They want to tell you that when the market goes up, it goes up. When the market goes down, you stay the same. You're not going to lose anything. But here's what you don't know. When the market goes up, you only go up to a cap. Whatever that a cap is established, so for example, let's use 4%. If the market goes up, and let's call it the S&P 500 that you're following in the index of the annuity, because that's the most commonly used index. Well, let's say the S&P goes up 10%, you get 4. If it goes down 4%, you get 0. You have a floor and you have a ceiling, and that's it. The most you can go up is based on that cap rate. But here's the bigger problem. You get locked into these contracts for 10 years on average. And when you get locked in those contracts, you have a rate that they established in that index that you're going to get. But here's the problem. They could lower the rate. So let's say that you're at a 4% cap rate when you go into the annuity. And after year one, the economy is going down, interest rates are dropping. They can lower that cap rate. They can lower it to 3.5, they can lower it to 3, they can lower it to what they want. And when they do that, they lower that rate, you're locked into the contract for still 9 more years with that new rate. And they can lower it in any year of that 10-year contract. Not only that, but you also locked in that amount of money for a long period of time where you're not going to be able to get most of that out in any given period of time, except for taking small chunks of money out each and every year. If you like an annuity because you like the style of not being able to lose money, you want it more for a savings vehicle, you're not comfortable in the market, but you want something more than a CD, and the big reason to be thinking and considering using annuities for tax deferred purposes, but that's for another video. I mean, people put their IRAs in annuities or 401k money goes in annuities. That doesn't make any sense. But people use it for tax deferred purposes. But let's talk about if you did actually need an annuity. You can work with a fee-only advisor that works directly with the insurance companies that have annuities that are short-term in length, that have higher cap rates, and you have more accessibility on being able to get your money out. It's much better for the client. If you want something that's structured like that, you don't want to tie your money up for a long time, you want to be able to make a little bit more, and you like the annuity style, then use somebody that's going to work in your best interest. The problem is that the commission-based people are absolute scams. It's just trying to get you to lock up your money for a long period of time, and all they want to do is make a ton of money off your money. That's how they do it. You put your money in, they get paid a big commission, and next thing you know, your money's locked up. Here's why, though, that structure of an annuity doesn't work during this period of time. If we look at what the market did in 1937 and 2008, and both of those years were years of market declines that were similar to ours. Market went down in 2008, 36%, and 1937, 34%. In 2009 and in 1938, the market went up 28%. If you moved your money to an annuity in 1937, they had them, in 2008, and the market went up 28%, you would only get 4. In 2010, the market also had another tremendous year. You would only get 4. Your money would be locked up. You couldn't get your money out. You would never rebound over the life of the contract. If we look at what the market has done over the last several years from 2000 to 2019, we look at 2002, market went down 22%. If you put your money into annuity and it had a 4% cap, in 2003 when it came down, came back up 31%, you'd get 4. Or 2004, you wouldn't get 12, you'd only get 4. 2005, maybe 4. 2006, you can see you're limited. Then you can say, well, what happened in 2009? The market went down. It would take me a while to recover. Well, really, 2008, the market hit the low point of 49%. But by the end of the year, it was down 37. And even though we started in 2009 all the way to April, dropped 27%, you still finished the year up 28%. And the next year up 17 and 1 and 16 and 34 and 13. But here's what also is interesting. All these annuities don't go based on year-to-date returns. It's based on when you start the contract. So anytime you're seeing charts that they're selling you, oh, look what this annuity would have done if you had it, they're always showing you a period of time. Usually it's January 1 to the end of the year. Those rate of returns don't stay true for the annuity. If you look at 2018, market had a great year up until market was kind of bouncing in 2018, and 2017 was a great year, and 2018 was bouncing. But if the market wasn't down very much going into August of 2018. Let's say you started your contract in November of 2018, and we went into 2019. The market was up 31%. If you went from November to November, you would have got nothing, absolutely nothing. You would have lost because of where your starting point was and where you finished it. Or if you started in August, you'd have got 0. And so your timing in the annuities can be bad, and that also leads to lower expected rates of return. If we look at what the market does, in any time where the market, so if we look at from 1926 to 2019, the returns after the 20% market decline, the 1-year average rate of return is 14%. The 3-year average is 11%. The 5-year average is 11.76%. Why would you subject yourself to cap rates in a declining market with something like this when there's volatility in the market? Stay in, have a long-term financial plan, have a long-term goals, but do not get caught up in all these scams of insurance agents going out there. They're just trying to make money. Remember, these people haven't made money for the last 3 or 4 months. They make their money off selling annuity contracts. Many of them do. Some of them are insurance only. Some of them do managed money. A lot of them will do both. But remember, a lot of this money that's made in these types of annuities, they haven't been making money for a couple of months. And their marketing, as soon as this is over, is going to ramp back up. Don't get caught up in that hype. It is an absolute scam to get caught in commission-based annuities. If somebody gets paid a commission for selling you an annuity, they are not working in your best interest. They are absolutely not working in your best interest. And they will try to justify it till they're blue in the face. But there's annuities out there that if you really, really wanted one, it made sense for you, go direct. Work with a fee-only advisor. The contracts are better. The cap rates are better. The contracts are so much cleaner. Why go with the commission-based ones? The reason why the commission-based ones are so bad is because they have to pay a commission. Not because the insurance company is trying to make it that much worse, but because they have to pay a commission. So don't get caught up in it. Be careful as we go into this period, because this decision literally could impact the rest of your life. To hear more about some of these things, we'll create some more YouTube videos. You can listen to our podcast, Retirement Plan Playbook. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please go to our website at rpawealth.com. You can schedule a consultation or just a free chat, and we can give you some more summaries on some of these things. Thank you.